Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie if you are new, and welcome to my reading list for 2023. I have never put together a reading list before. I've never really had like a focus of what I want to read, so I thought this year I would change it up and write myself a little reading list in my diary, and yeah, we're gonna go through it today. Excuse me. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's get into the video. So some copies I have as physical copies. Some copies I have yet to purchase, but they're in my Amazon wish list ready to go basically, and I might ask for them for my birthday, which is in July, so I've got plenty to keep me going until then. So yeah, my aim this year is to read 12 books again. So that was my aim last year, and it's the same this year because I'll be honest, I struggle sometimes to pick up a book just because my brain goes a million miles an hour and I really struggle to just stop, slow down and just relax and read a book. So yeah, 12 is a challenge in itself, but I have got some really good books on my list this year that I'm really excited to read. It's a mixture of kind of like biographies, self-help and non-fiction. Is it non-fiction where it's not real? Yeah, I think so. And yeah, I'm excited to read them. So two that I need to finish because I'm part way through both of them. I started these, one of them I started probably July last year, and I'm just really struggling to finish it, I'll be honest. It's a very heavy, it's a very thick book, but it's also a very emotionally heavy book, and it is Will, which is the autobiography by Will Smith with Mark Manson. Sorry, I've struggling to say some words today, with Mark Manson. This I got as a Christmas present last year, but I didn't pick it up until the middle of the year to start reading it, and I am almost halfway through. It is jam-packed full, like it's tiny text, and it is jam-packed, and yeah, I am enjoying it. I just have to be in a certain mood to read it. It obviously talks a lot about his life from when he was a child, going through and starting out in hip hop and then moving through into film. It also talks a lot about his marriage and just about his mental health as well. But he's been through some dark kind of like periods, so it's just very, if I'm feeling in an anxious kind of low mood, it's really hard for me to read it. So it's taking me a while to read, but it is a great book. I would recommend it if you do like autobiographies. If you struggle with kind of like biographical books, I probably wouldn't recommend it if you struggle with them. Because like I say, it's huge, but it is a fantastic book, and I love Will Smith anyway, so I definitely wanted to read it. It's just taken me a little longer to get through than I would have hoped, but yeah, I think because of my mental state last year, I just really struggled to pick it up. So, but I think we're getting towards kind of more like the movie set stuff now, so hopefully I can power through. but I will give you a review of it once I'm done. But yeah, that one is one to finish in the first quarter of this year. The second one that I am pretty much halfway through and I am loving is Parenting Hell by Rob Beckett and Josh Widdicombe. If you don't listen to their podcast, I highly recommend it. I think when I did my favourite podcast videos, it was one of the top ones on my list. I never miss an episode. I listen to them every week. They do 2 episodes a week and I listen to both of them as soon as they're released. The book is hilarious. I cannot stop laughing when I read this. I did pre-order it, so I did get a, where is it? Signed copy. I'm becoming a book nerd, guys, because I love a signed copy or a first edition at the moment. I can't get enough. But yeah, this is one that I will probably be finished by the end of the month. Yeah, it's just so funny, so funny. Definitely one to purchase, and it'd be great as a gift as well. Okay, number 3 to read, moving now into the non-fiction, is The Foundlings by Stacey Halls. Can we just appreciate the cover of this book? It is absolutely beautiful. We've got lovely silver foiling there. This is the follow-on book to The Familiars, which is one that I read last year, all about the Pendle Witch trials. And this one is called The Foundlings, and it just is the next book on, I think. It's a good chunky read. The Familiars that I read, I absolutely loved. I couldn't put it down. It didn't take me long to read it at all. So I'm so excited to get stuck into this. So this is going to be next on my list when I finish one of my other 2 books. Next one, again, is another follow-on from The Foundlings. It's another Stacey Halls book, and it's Mrs. England. I think this only came out last year. And yeah, again, appreciation for the cover. Beautiful sage green cover with gold foiling. I am a sucker for gold foiling. I'm sorry, my nose has just gone very congested and I'm going to sound very nasally for the next portion of this video. But yeah, I can't wait to read those 2. So I'm going to obviously read this one first and then this one. But they are my next 2 books on the list. Then we have, this one has been, let me just have a sip of coffee first because your girl is sleepy. This book has been all over my social media for months. Okay? When I tell you I've seen it on YouTube reviews, TikTok, Instagram, it's been everywhere. And I have been kindly lent this by my sister-in-law. This one is a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, and I've heard that all of her books are phenomenal, but this one is The 7 Husbands of Eveyln Hugo. When I tell you I can't wait to read this is why I said I think I'm going to do my 12 books this year, because my reading list is just top tier. I personally think so. I've got a bit of everything. I can't wait. I've got a bit of everything to read. So yeah, this one. I also really want to read Daisy Jones and the Six, and I think I saw an advert to say that was going to be turned into a film, or is being turned into a film. So I need to read the book before I see the film when that comes out. But again, another nice length book. I've not even read the blurb for this, but everyone's reviews on it have just got me wanting to read it, I'll be honest. So yeah, this is on my list for this year. Okay, now a book that I don't have a hard copy for yet, but again, I think my sister-in-law has this. I think she read this last year, and it's the Silent Patient. Is that the one? Yeah, Silent Patient. Again, another one that's been all over my social media last year, and I just didn't have a chance to read it, because I already had obviously like books lined up to read last year. But yeah, The Silent Patient is another one, a bit like the Eveyln Hugo, where you just see it and you see kind of like everyone that's read it just saying that it's phenomenal, they couldn't put it down. So I definitely want to read that one. So I just need to ask my sister-in-law if I can borrow that one as well, possibly when I finish that and I hand that back to her. But yeah, she loved that one. She said it was really good, and she said that I would enjoy it as well. So we shall see. So yeah, that's the next one on my list. Then this is something that I actually got for Christmas. I put it on my Christmas list, and it is more of a self-help book. So it's Atomic Habits by James Clear, and the hype that I've seen on this book as well, more so on my Instagram, with the people I follow on Instagram, they've been reading this, and they swear by this book for building lasting healthy habits that you actually want in your life and in your routine, and how to get rid of bad habits, how to break them down, how to get them out of your life. So I am terrible at forming healthy habits, but it's always the bad habits that sorry, I've got something in my eye. It's always the bad habits that I struggle to break and actually like get rid of. So I'm really hoping that this will really give me the tools to be able to follow through with the healthy habits that I'm trying to implement into my day-to-day life, and form into a lifestyle, and then also get rid of the really shit habits that I've got, basically, like picking my nails, just like the toxic thoughts and things like that, because they happen every day and they end up you form them as a habit. So yeah, it says tiny changes, remarkable results. So I'm very excited to read this. I may actually bump this one up my list, just because it's a new year. We need to keep the habits going. It's got lots of activities to do, lots of diagrams. Yeah, I cannot wait to read this. I know that Talila, who owns Club 5, which is the exercise portal that I use, like the website that I use, she's read this and she could not recommend it enough, and I will follow that girl to the ends of the earth. So I am gonna bump this up my list and read this next, I think. There we go. Then we've got three books that I don't have physical copies of, but again, like I say, I might put them on my birthday lists, or if they come in a sale on Amazon, then I'll pick them up. One of them is 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna Weist. I don't know how you say it. I'm so sorry, but I'll put a picture of the book somewhere. Yeah, again, another one that I've heard, the influencers that I follow on Instagram are kind of like very positive minded. I like to create a space that I actually want to be in and I don't feel like ashamed, and I don't compare myself to like other body types, so I don't have body types that aren't like my body type, things like that. I have people with the same mindset as me, so whenever I see them recommending books to read, then I just write them down and they go on my list. I've got a long list. So yeah, 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think is definitely another self-help book that I want to read and take the kind of like the notes from that. Then we're going back into non-fiction. So we've got If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. This was one, I can't remember where I saw this as a recommendation. It might have been Renee Amberg's reading list one year. And yeah, it just looks and sounds like something that I would absolutely love. I love true crime, I love murder mystery, I love detective, anything witchy. I just love getting lost in something that's not reality. So yeah, If We Were Villains is definitely one that I want to read this year. And then the final kind of like non-physical book that I've got written down is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Again, another one that I saw on a TBR YouTube video list, and I just wrote down because it looked and sounded like something that I would really love. I think that was on Lucy Wood's YouTube channel. She does a lot of TBR videos, and honestly, she's probably the reason my bank account hates me, but Waterstones loves me. So there we go. But yeah, she has the best book recommendations if you're looking for things to read in 2023. I definitely would recommend heading over to Lucy Jane Wood's YouTube and checking out her TBR book lists. She gives really good kind of like snapshots into the book. Yeah, you can just see, you can kind of like get a brief idea of whether you would enjoy the book, and then have a notepad ready because you will end up with a long list of books to buy and put in your wish lists and things like that. So definitely recommend Lucy Wood. And then if I finish those books, so how many was that? 10. So that was 10. So I only need to read 2 more after all those. But I bought Fox this for Christmas. Now I know he's only 1. I know he's too young for these books, but I thought they can go on his bookshelf, and then when he's old enough, he's got them. And they were an investment, okay? But it also unlocked something from my childhood. And I just want to read them all again. So I bought him the complete Roald Dahl collection. Okay, so there's some in here that I don't think I've ever read. All right, so let's just look at these. Let me know how many of these you have read, because I think there's 16. So I've definitely read the BFG. I've definitely read Matilda. I've never read Easy Trot. Never read that one. I've read George's Marvellous Medicine, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, Danny the Champion of the World. I don't think I've ever read The Magic Finger. It sounds a bit surreal now that when you're older. The Twits, I've read. The Witches. I've never read The Giraffe and the Pelly and Me. I don't think I've ever read that one. James and the Giant Peach is up there with one of my favourites. Don't think I've ever read Boy, Going Solo, or Billy and the Mini Pins. So there's a few that I haven't read in this selection. So maybe I'll read those first, the ones that I've not read before. But yeah, I'm not going to bend the spines, don't worry. I will keep them nice for him. But I just thought, like, he loves books, so I just wanted to buy him all of the books for when he's older, and when he can just like sit and read his books in his room and things like that. So yeah, that's what I bought him for Christmas as one of his presents. Oh, look at that, the BFG. Oh, it was just such a good book, and the illustrations as well. They just unlock memories for me from my childhood. So yeah, I'm so excited to read these books with Fox when he's a bit older. And yeah, look. Oh, I can't wait. I mean, the next books that I'm going to buy him are his own set of Harry Potter books, because I've obviously got my set of Harry Potter books, which are now very old and very well loved and very faded, kind of like the spines are like peeling off because they're just well loved books. I am on reading The Prisoner of Azkaban again. I've done Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, and I'm now on to Prisoner of Azkaban as and when I can pick it up. But yeah, I read them probably like once every couple of years now. I just love them. So yeah, I want to buy Fox a kind of like the updated version of the Harry Potter books so he can have his own. And yeah, I personally really want the Mina Lima versions, because they keep releasing like the next book every so often, and I keep seeing Cherry Wallace do videos on them, and I'm just like, I just want them. So yeah, I may have to save up and buy myself the Mina Lima editions as and when they get released. So yeah, that is my my 2023 reading list. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give this video a big thumbs up, because it will really support my channel. Let me know in the comments below what books you're reading this year, if there's any that you would recommend me put on my list. I have linked in the description my Goodreads account, so come on over there and be friends on Goodreads, and you can kind of like track progress with me on my reading challenge. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button somewhere up here, and join my little cozy friend group here on YouTube, and I will love you forever if you do. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you super soon. Bye!